This is an Arccos sensor, and it is one of my all-time favorite golf products. It's also one of your all-time favorite golf products to either rave about or absolutely disdain. It is definitely a polarizing product. But today, I'm going to tell you some of the latest that's going on with Arccos, and I'm going to share with you my 5 all-time greatest Arccos moments. So if it's something you've been thinking about picking up or you're interested in learning more about, keep watching. Today's video is for you. So real quick, let's cover the basics. What is Arccos? Arccos is a collection of sensors, these, that you stick into the butt of your clubs. It then tracks every single shot you hit while you are on the golf course. So you're gonna be able to see the distance of every shot. You're gonna be able to see if you hit the fairway, or if you're in the rough, or if you're in the sand. You're gonna be able to get all of your strokes gain statistics across your driver, your approach, your wedges, your sand play, your putting. It tracks everything seamlessly while you play. Or at least most of the time it's seamless. Here's the thing about shot trackers. None of them are perfect. They will always require at least a little bit of manual input from time to time to make sure it's getting things correct. And Arccos is no different. But once you've got a handful of rounds under your belt, it kind of becomes second nature using the app, and I honestly don't even really think about it. I've heard from literally thousands of people over the years that feel the exact same way about Arccos as I do. Absolutely love it. I've also heard from plenty of people that absolutely hate it. For whatever reason, they didn't like the sensors on their clubs, or it wasn't accurate for them, or they felt like it took too much manual input. It is definitely a polarizing product. But if you're willing to give it the time to learn it and get familiar with it, I truly think it is the best shot tracker out there. It will give you data that used to only be available to tour pros, and it also has one other feature that, for me, is the most valuable reason to use Arccos in the first place. Before I tell you what that feature is, let's do a quick overview of what's going on with their Gen 4 sensors. A set of Gen 4 sensors now comes with 16 sensors instead of just 14. That way, in case you're someone who has a couple different clubs that you like to switch out on a regular basis, those can be set up with Arccos too, and you won't have to worry about changing your sensors. But one thing I want to note that's kind of related to that, because this is one of the coolest things I have seen with Arccos over the course of the last year, is it has gotten really good at shot detection, even if you don't have sensors on all of your clubs. So for me, I'm constantly reviewing putters, I'm reviewing drivers, I'm reviewing a lot of different clubs, and I don't always put Arccos sensors on them. Just recently, for instance, I played around with the new Callaway Elite driver and the new PXG Bat Attack Zero Torque putter. Neither of those actually had sensors on them, but I had sensors on every one of my clubs. Arccos, in almost every instance, still knew when I hit a shot because of all the other things that go into tracking, on top of just having the sensor on your club. But even cooler is that if it does miss a shot, you can go into the app and it will show you all of the spots on a hole where it think you might have hit a shot. So every single time in recent memory where it has missed a shot, I literally go through, I was like, oh yeah, that's exactly where it was. I hit the button, I tell it what club it is, and away I go. It takes less than 5 seconds. Along with the new Gen 4 sensors, Arccos has also revamped the user experience. Everything within the app while you're playing now just feels a little bit sleeker, a little more well-designed, and they have updated high-res 2D and 3D maps that I've found to be super useful. You can also now pinch to zoom, so if you're trying to get exact yardages or see an exact feature on the golf course, you can do that directly within the app while you're playing. So any one of these on their own, they're all kind of minor updates, but overall, it has definitely enhanced my experience using Arccos. The downside is that along with these new features, they've also upped the subscription fee from $155 to $199 a year. I know, everybody hates subscription fees. I get it. I hate it too, especially if you're someone who only plays half the year. That's a lot of money to spend on any subscription. But in my experience, Arccos is one of those subscriptions I will gladly pay because I enjoy the data so much, and it actually is going to help improve your game. But earlier I talked about my absolute favorite feature, and that honestly has nothing to do with improving my game. My favorite reason to use Arccos is because it essentially is a golf travel diary for me. So when I'm going and traveling around the world and I am playing unique courses, I have a shot-by-shot recap of every single round I play using Arccos. So when I'm playing memorable courses and memorable holes, when I go and I have that very rare eagle, or when I eventually hit my first hole-in-one, that's all going to be documented within Arccos, and that is a really cool feature that I think often gets overlooked. So just to illustrate this, I'm going to talk about my 5 most memorable Arccos holes of all time. There were dozens that I could have chosen here, but these were the first ones that came to my mind when I really started thinking about this question. First up, we'll go with an honorable mention because this one just happened recently and has been probably my best hole of the year. I was playing the challenge course at Eagle Crest Resort, all pars 3s and 4s. I love this course. I play it once a year when I'm over there for spring break, and I was using a new driver. I've been going through some swing changes. I feel like I've lost a lot of distance lately, but that's starting to come back. I get up to the second hole, 275 yard, short par 4, and I hit a 275 yard drive onto the green to 25 feet. I then make the 25-foot putt for eagle. I don't drive the green on par 4s very often. I don't make very many eagles, so this was one that has definitely stuck out and was very memorable for me. Also on that course, a decade earlier, I made one of my first eagles of all time when I holed out from like 47 yards. So Eagle Crest, guess it's living up to the name, as I've had more eagles on that course than any other course. And real quick, if you have decided Arccos is right for you, use the code BE15. That's going to save you 15% off the cheapest price you find on their website. And as you might imagine, I will get a commission if you do that, but I genuinely do not care if you buy Arccos or not. I just want to save you a little bit of money and give you my honest take on one of my favorite golf products out there. So take all that for what it's worth. And with that, let's continue with the video. All right, fifth most memorable Arccos hole for me, the very first hole at Oakmont. I was actually playing with some members with the Arccos team, and we had a long drive competition that day. As I mentioned, I don't drive it very far, but for whatever reason, on this shot, I hit it 293 yards, straight down, middle of the fairway on the first hole at Oakmont. I mean, it doesn't get much cooler than that. I won the long drive competition. I earned myself a few $100 in shop credit, which that's a pretty good shop to be able to go on a little shopping spree. The downside is I was reminded when I looked this up for this video is I made a double bogey on that hole. But for that one drive, it was pretty epic. Fourth most memorable hole, this is one I've talked about in a lot of other videos, that was playing the old course at St. Andrews. I got to the road hole, hole number 17. I hit a weak drive directly into the wind, 213 yards. I proceeded to top my 3-wood 100 yards, hit my 8-iron to 20 feet, and then made a putt for par on one of the most famous holes of all time. There were 3 very ugly shots in there, but to then make that putt, to make a par, that just stuck out in my mind as one of the coolest moments of my golfing career. I then went on to shoot a tidy 86, which I felt pretty good about. All right, third most memorable was the first time I ever broke 80 on a par 72 golf course. It was late March and my home course, Witch Hollow at Pumpkin Ridge, was finally coming out of the winter, so it was like the first round that was actually really nice. I was playing by myself. I wasn't even really thinking about my score. I was just enjoying the fact it was like the first beautiful day with good golf course conditions we had coming out of the winter. I get up to the 18th tee and I'm like, I've been playing pretty well. Let's look at my score. And I realized that if I make a par, I would shoot a 79 on a par 72 course for the first time ever. I hit a great drive, 256 yards right in the middle of the fairway. And I remember sitting there thinking, okay, do I go for this? Do I hit 3-wood? Do I lay up? I even went to Instagram at the time, told everyone what was going on, said, hey, should I lay up? Should I hit a 3-wood? Pretty much everybody said, lay up, play smart, go for the par, break 80. And of course, I hit a 3-wood, which I can't hit to save my life anymore, but at the time I thought it was a good idea. Hit my 3-wood to 4 feet, made the putt for eagle to shoot a 77. That right there is one of the most memorable holes of my life, and it's really cool to every once in a while go back, see that in Arccos, and be able to relive it. Okay, runner up. Second most memorable shot I have ever had captured via Arccos. I was down at Augusta for the Masters. I was playing golf with some of my best friends at Champions Retreat, a spectacular club that's right outside Augusta. I get to the 5th hole of the Player 9, which is a par 5. I hit a pretty good 240-ish yard drive, just misses the fairway right. I'm just trying to get out of some trouble, get back into the fairway, and I top an 8-iron. I hit it like 40 or 50 yards or something. So I'm now sitting like 165 out. The green's a little bit elevated. We're playing into the wind. I pull out my 4-iron and I dunk it. I dunk a 165-yard 4-iron for eagle on Masters Week in Augusta. If that's not memorable, I don't know what is. But you know what's also memorable is my number 1 Arccos moment, and that is, you might be able to guess where this is going, the first time that I ever broke 80. I was on one of my all-time favorite golf courses, Bandon Trails. I bogeyed the first 2 holes and then proceeded to make 7 pars in a row. So at this point at the turn, I'm like feeling pretty good. I'm on 80 watch. I was like, this is gonna happen. This is gonna be great. 10 and 11 didn't go great. And then I topped my tee shot on 12, which is a long 200+ yard par 3. I then hole out for birdie to continue to give myself a chance. But 13 through 15 didn't go well. I played that 4 over par, made a birdie on 16, and then on 17, all my hopes came crashing down with a bogey as I realized I was now going to need a birdie on 18 in order to shoot my 79. I hit a great drive on 18, 260 yards right into the center, and as I'm walking down the 18th fairway, I remembered something. Bandon Trails is a par 71 golf course. And the way I'd been keeping scores, I was just thinking about how many shots over par I was. So the fact it was par 71 meant that now I only needed to make a par to shoot my 79. I had a pretty poor approach that I hit to the far side of the green, and in the end, I was left with a 10-foot putt to make my par and shoot my 79, and sure enough, I drained it. and being able to go back and relive that round on Bandon Trails, which is my favorite course at Bandon. I absolutely love it. And given the name of this channel and this brand, I can honestly not think of a better place or a better way to break 80 for the first time than on one of my all-time favorite golf courses. So as you can see, for as great as it is to get all of the statistics and to be able to compare rounds to different handicaps and see the strokes gained and get all of that data about your golf game, it's just as cool to be able to go back and see all of the amazing rounds that you've played, especially if you're someone who's into golf travel and you tend to play a lot of rounds outside of your home course. So there you go. That's why I've played hundreds of rounds with Arccos. Those are the reasons why I love it. Those are the reasons why I continue to talk about all the great aspects of it when I know there are a lot of people out there that maybe don't love it or haven't had a good experience. But for all of those people, I have talked to many more that continue to use it and enjoy it just like I have. So there's my Arccos update. If you're interested in all the pros and cons and you want my full review, I will link to that below. You can also use the coupon code BE15. It's going to save you 15% off the cheapest price of Arccos, even during sale periods, which is pretty cool. So if you're looking to buy a set, go save yourself some money and use that code. And with that, my name is Sean Ogle. I'm the founder of this thing here at Breaking 80, where we talk about cool golf courses and cool golf products, or in the case of today, we talk about both. I hope you got some value out of this. If so, maybe consider hitting the subscribe button, leave a comment, do a thumbs up, do all those YouTube things. And if you're still not sure what video to watch next, I would recommend you go check out this one, where I compare all of the different golf tracking systems in case, for whatever reason, you find that Arccos isn't right for you. I hope you enjoyed the video, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace.